Hi, welcome to the music scene. I'm your host, Stephanie DeGraw. Stick around, we've got a great show planned for you right here on the music scene.
I'm living for the moments that take my breath away, the feelings I felt, and the words I cannot say. It's time for us to notice all of these dreams you cannot waste. If you're only living for us, I wanna die another day, so why not? Why not now? I haven't been living the way that I know now.
Hi, and welcome to the music scene. I'm your host, Stephanie DeGraw, and I'm really excited to be talking to our guests. These are the Lost Boys, and they're from Northern California. I'm going to have you guys introduce yourselves and what instrument you play.
Hey, I'm Matt Weiss. I'm 16 and I play keyboard.
Thomas Cano, 17, and I play bass.
Jordan Mills, 18, and I play drums.
Bo Bastian, 17. I play guitar and sing.
Gary Boyd, 17, and I play lead guitar.
Let's talk about some of the people that you've been fortunate to play with, because as I read their bio, my goodness, for as young as you guys are, you've really been able to open for some really cool acts. What were some of the acts that you opened for?
We opened for 19 big acts this year at Canocti, Harbor Resort and Spa. We played with Three Doors Down, All American Rejects, Kelly Clarkson, Leonard Skinner, just a whole bunch of people.
Well, I noticed too you've got some great equipment. I even heard some of the bands being a little bit jealous about some of the cool stuff you have, so that's pretty cool. And you have a really cool keyboard. You like spin it or something?
Yeah.
You're the one, right?
Yeah, Bo's dad actually, we saw Styx for the first time and the guy had it and we're just like, that's really cool, but we never made it for like a year. And then Bo's dad just, all of a sudden he's like, Matt, come in the shed real quick. I'm like, yeah. And I was just like, oh.
There it was, your dream keyboard. That was wonderful.
Cool.
Who's influenced you musically wise? And I guess I'll ask each one of you that.
I mean, there's a lot. There's like Daughtry and Nickelback, Three Doors Down, and it's like three of my influences.
For me, I like Matchbox 20 and Blink-182, just kind of diverse. But
Cool.
And Nickelback, Three Doors Down.
All right. How about you?
I like Goo Goo Dolls, Nickelback, of course, Daughtry. One of my new favorite bands is Safety Suit, and we got to play with them. And
Oh, really?
yeah, they're a really cool band.
Great.
So just kind of all kinds for me.
For me, it's probably John Mayer.
All right. What would you call your music if you were to explain someone that had never heard you before?
It's like a mainstream rock. You know, it's pretty radio friendly, I think. But I mean, that's kind of a different vibe. It's really inspirational, I think, a lot of the music, and then some of it's just, you know, kind of hardcore rock. But you know, it's kind of its own mix of everything.
Yes, I would agree with that after I heard you the other night. What would you say, you know, your plans for this next year are? I know you just released a new album, and maybe you could tell us a little bit about the new album. Who wants to talk about that?
It's called the Why Not Now North American. Well, that's the tour, the North American.
Well, we might as well tell
tour.
them about that.
Why Not Now North American Tour 2010. It's kind of a mouthful, but the album's called Why Not Now, and we just finished all the songs on there, and there's, I think, 9 songs on there. Yeah, and you know, it has a lot of kind of different music on there, and just some of our favorite songs that we've gotten to record. And it's in iTunes and everything now, so that's what we're kind of playing when we're touring. So
Good. And I understand you got to be in a really cool studio. It says on your website that it's one of the better studios, and that's probably pretty exciting. And when you're recording in the studio versus being out on tour, what did you find the studio experience like?
long and boring and very tedious. You'll sit there and sing or play the same thing like literally 40 times, and it makes live music so much easier and so much more exciting. But you know, it's one of those things where when you're done and you put it in the car and you're like, wow, it sounds good. So, you know, you get excited after you do it. You're
Right.
not excited to go do it, but
It is a
it's just one of those
process.
things you have to do, and we're blessed to be able to do it. So,
That's great. So you guys are staying up here in Park City, and how's that been for you, considering you're California boys?
it's cold,
Yes.
but aside from that, it is gorgeous up here, and we've never been here before, and it's like Disneyland here. It really is. You know, the trolley, it comes up the street
right.
and all the shops and the snow. And the first thing we said when we got here was, if we ever make $1 million playing music, we're gonna all buy a house here and move here. So,
Right on.
so
Yeah.
that's what we're aiming for now.
What are some of the things you do when you're not playing music, like to relax?
Piano still.
Okay.
No, like on the lake we wakeboard when it's not cold, and we just all hang out. They play hockey and stuff, and so
Cool.
it's a lot of fun.
All right. And what advice would you give to people out there? I know there's a lot of people that would be envious of where you are right now, one of my nephews included, and he really wants to sing and be in a band and everything. What are some of the thoughts now that you've been going through this process that you could tell people what to expect or how to handle the stresses?
Well, I mean, there's always going to be stresses in the industry. It's just kind of a thing you deal with every day, setting up, breaking down, losing something, finding something. It's not sounding good. It sounds great. You know, it's always something that's going to go wrong. But, you know, when you're doing something that's your passion and that you enjoy doing, you'll go through anything to be able to do it, I think. And, you know, that's just what we do. And I'm blessed enough to be playing with my best friends. It's just something you gotta strive for and never give up. And if you're having fun with it, then it's
You can't
something
beat
that
it.
you-
Yeah. You can't beat loving what you do with your best friends. That's wonderful. A lot of bands kind of are thrown together with different people that they don't know and don't have that history with. So this is really great that this is working for you on many levels. Yeah. If you want to go to the Lost Boys website, why don't we tell them what that is?
It's the number 2 lostboys.com.
Right. Okay. And you'll want to go there to find out all their information. They're on MySpace, Facebook. They have a great website. You can see their whole schedule of what's coming up. And we wish you success on the upcoming tour. That's exciting. And of course, the new album.
Thank you.
That's awesome. You can get it on iTunes, don't forget. You've been watching The Music Scene. I'm your host, Stephanie DeGraw. Thanks for joining us.